Well, hi, team. I'm Fitz Koehler, your very noisy race announcer for the Donna Foundation and all the Donna events and the Fitness Show. And welcome to our fundraising experience. We are going to talk about money, and doing all sorts of good things for good people who need support. That's right. You are going to get all sorts of tips and tricks. We say golden nuggets on how you can get more money for this great cause, the Donna Foundation. And we have experts to guide you, because I know raising money is hard and asking for money can be scary. And we're going to make it all easy breezy, fun. So in order to do that, we're going to get started with the Queen Bee, Miss Amanda Napolitano, the Executive Director and Race Director for the Donna Foundation. Heidi ho, sweet friend.
Hello, my Fitz. How are you this evening?
Good. I've missed you.
I've missed you. This is like the longest gap we have to go, you know? We need to do, I guess, races more often so we can play together more.
That's what I was going to say. I think you could bring it up to 6 a year.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. No, but it's great to see your face. You're beautiful.
Thank you. As are you. So we're going to talk about money. And
we're going to take the fear out of fundraising tonight.
And is there I'm sure there is, so I feel stupid asking, but what's the big goal for Marathon Weekend fundraising?
So Marathon Weekend, we have a goal to raise $200,000 for the critical programs of the Donna Foundation. That's our goal. And, you know, Giving Tuesday was yesterday. So that's a big day in the philanthropic community where, you know, where we're called upon to be generous and to give. And so, you know, we sort of kicked off this season of fundraising with our matching gift challenge. So that got launched yesterday. So right now, starting yesterday, for the first $50,000 that's raised around the Donna Marathon Weekend campaign, we have a team of donors who will match that. Wow. So one of the first tips that we're going to talk about tonight is, your donors can be encouraged that for every dollar that they give, it will be matched during this initial season of the campaign. So exciting times.
And then have our fundraisers, have they proven to be powerful in the past?
Absolutely. We are one of the very few endurance events that does not require fundraising. It has never been our intention to try to take everybody's credit card, and if you don't raise, some astronomical figure, that we're going to dock it anyway. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just, we've always wanted Donna Marathon Weekend to be an open skate, right? Everyone's invited. We don't want any barriers to coming and joining us and celebrating survivorship. We have so many people that are coming out and really, well, right? They're lifting each other. They're enjoying, the fact that they're on this planet and celebrating that success. And we didn't want an obligation to be in the way of that. So the way that we have always done our fundraising is just to try to make it really compelling, to share our story about why it's important to support our programs, that, we're serving families every day that are faced with impossible decisions of feeding their families and getting breast cancer treatment. No one should have to choose between those things. And in order to do that, we have to raise money. I mean, it's just as simple as that. We can't help people pay bills unless we have the money to help people pay bills. So, years ago, we had a big incentive program. We called it Fundraiser Experience. As we've returned from the pandemic, we've been gradually bringing components of our weekend back. And this year we decided Fundraiser Experience needed to be something that was our priority. But we wanted to make it different. This year, we really wanted to make it less about, hey, look at this cool hat you might get, or, this cool singlet that you get. It's more about, can we please know you and why you're making this choice? If you are making the choice to raise $1,000 for the Donna Foundation through your journey with this marathon, it's because you have a why, a very big why. It's not because of some extra medal or tchotchke or something that you're receiving. It's about you're really wanting to give back. And these are the people we want to get to know and be in community with. So truly, we want to know you. We want to be in your family. We want you to be in the Donna family. So we thought, what are ways that we can create a program that has us really connecting with these folks to make them successful? So we thought, well, the first thing is we need to get them successfully across the finish line. So Coach Chris Twiggs and the Galloway organization totally stepped up and said, you know what, we will donate coaching for everyone that chooses to do this. So for all of you that are doing this, if you have not yet engaged with Coach Twiggs to get Galloway training for the marathon or half marathon or 5K or whatever it is that you're running, please take advantage of that. You're going to get specialized training programs. You're going to have access to weekly Zoom calls so that you can get to know Coach Twiggs. You can get to know all of the people that are doing this with you. Again, let's be in community. Let's be in family. And then we thought, well, how can we help them fundraise? Like, how can we be a resource to say, you're not in this alone. We can do this together. So we decided that we would do nights like tonight, where we do a little education. We definitely want everybody to know that I am available and that amazing Claire is available, who I want to bring on and introduce to everybody. But that also all of our ambassadors, our D Squad members that have been, most of them, engaged with us for the better part of a decade, all of them are mentors to everyone in this program. So you might have gotten a phone call from someone named Barb and, hey, I'm your mentor and I'm here to work with you. Those are not scary people. Those are people that truly want to get to know you and welcome you into the Donna family and answer all of your questions.
Quickly, before we introduce Claire, how many people are part of our fundraising team right now?
As of right now, there are about 180 people who have chosen to fundraise for the Donna Foundation for Marathon Weekend. About, I would say, and Claire can check my fact figures on this one, around 30 or 40 are committing to that high level. Like, I'm going to raise $1,000. So whether you raise the $1,000 between now and the end of the calendar year, that's one way to be enrolled in the program, or you've pledged it. So there's a way in registration where you say, yep, I'm going to do this. That's my goal. My goal is $1,000. Then you're in this sort of higher program with the training and access to the D Squad. And we're going to have a beautiful dinner, Donna Marathon Weekend, on Saturday night, where we all come and break bread together. This is not a gala. We're going to be asking people for money. That's not what this is. This is your family. You have chosen to do this with us. Let's come and sit down and have a meal together and get to know each other. So, yeah.
I love it. All right. You've got a big important part of your team waiting in the backstage. She said she was a little bit nervous to come up. She's going to be great. This is Miss Claire Cameron.
Hi. Well, hello. Well, Amanda, I wrote a little script and you covered almost every word. But I knew that would happen. But I will probably reiterate a little bit of it. But first of all, I am Amanda's right arm, the development manager for the Donna Foundation. And as part of that, staff facilitator to the fundraiser experience. So I'm kind of a liaison between the D Squad, the fundraisers, there to collect information, pass it out, answer questions, and just kind of be a point person that you can either call or email if you need anything. So that's one of my functions. I'm really excited that we did start the program this year because, as Amanda mentioned, what we're really trying to provide is not only raising funds, because we do need those to support the mission, of course, but it's to provide a vibrant community for us to get to know these folks and for us to work together. We want to provide support and encouragement, some training, become a real true family, as the whole Donna Foundation is anyway. So we're just broadening our outreach to bring more people in and really, really work together as a family to accomplish great goals. So that's what we're about. And I wanted to give a shout out because we have had, I believe the number is 6, it could be 7, I need to check my facts, but people who have already reached their goal. Wow. Or their initial goal. We had one today, and Samantha Pappas reached her goal, and her initial goal was $4,000. She's over that goal already. And I just want to let everybody know, just keep going, go for it. You don't have to stop, and just see what we're all capable of in the end, because it's so exciting to watch this come in. And I'm just overjoyed that everybody is really working hard, going for this and making a success of it. So we're happy about that. And just, the biggest advice I can give is that call on us when you need anything at all. And we'll answer every question that we can answer. Courtney is about to teach us some great tips and tricks, and we are here for you, and we're going to make this a fabulous, fabulous success.
Thank you, Claire. Thank you. I know you're a very special part of the organization, and it's about raising funds and helping people. So,
well, I couldn't ask for a better place to be. It's just amazing, and it is fun. The whole thing is great. So thank you.
All right, we're gonna. You did a great job.
Yeah, thank you.
You did amazing.
Thank you.
And I feel slightly guilty that your Christmas tree is up, and I keep thinking I need to get a tree, but eventually that'll happen.
Well, I just had to have it for mooding, because I'm ready for the season. I really am. I want to experience all the joy that I can pack into the end of this year.
Well, I love it. And then I think, because we buy a real tree every year, I'm like, if I wait, then I'm only getting 2 weeks of a tree. If I got to pay $100 for a tree every year, I'd rather have it for 4 weeks instead of 2. But we'll see. Yep. We'll figure it out. All right. I'm kicking you out, Claire. I can't wait to see you soon.
I can't wait to see you soon. Love you too.
All right, Miss Amanda, are we ready to bring in Courtney?
I think we are. Yes, let's do it.
Right. All right. And folks, if you have questions, feel free to ask. And if you're watching this on replay, know that we have some. Actually, I have some questions, because I also think asking for money is challenging. It's less challenging when it's something I truly believe in and I'm excited about. But asking for money is a big deal, and it can be scary. And Courtney's going to make it less scary. So I have a little bio. I'm not going to write the whole thing because I'm not much of a reader, but it's important for you to know what her credentials are, because then you can go, oh, I can trust this chick. She knows what she's talking about. So she's a Jacksonville native. So she's a local gal who truly, cares about the Donna Foundation, near and dear to her heart. And she's run our races before. And she's been in fundraising over 15 years. She's worked with various local and national nonprofits, including the Jacksonville Public Education Fund, Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida, the American Lung Association, Children's Home Society of Florida. She's currently the Senior Vice President and Chief Development Officer for the First Coast YMCA, which is a very big deal over there. And since becoming a fundraiser, she's formed lasting relationships with individuals, corporations, and foundations. Wouldn't you like to do the same? And she's built a successful development and community engagement teams, resulting in more than $10 million in donations. I feel like Oprah Winfrey. Here is Courtney Wetherby-Hunter. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome, Courtney. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, so teach us, Sensei. We are all very excited because you know what? This skill you're going to pass along will be fantastic for Donna Marathon Weekend and eventually the Donna Mother's Day 5K and TPC races we have. But we're all trying to raise funds for various causes throughout our life, maybe the year. And then I feel like we're going to get some sales skills, which could be utilized in the private sector as well. Correct?
I think so. Yes. Some of this can be transferable.
Okay. So start at the start. Fundraising is really scary for folks. Why should it not be? Convince us.
So I do agree that it can be scary. I definitely started my career not in fundraising. And so I just kind of fell into it, which I think is kind of the best way to do it. But it really doesn't have to be scary. You're not going up to someone you just met and saying, I'd like for you to give me $1,000. There's so much more that goes into it. And like Amanda said earlier, so much of that is because of you and because of why you signed up to be involved with the Donna Foundation. So a lot of it is, being genuine, sharing your story. And don't think of it as this big, massive, like I'm sharing my story with everyone I know. Start with your small inner circle. Those people who probably already know that you've signed up for the race, but may not know exactly why or what pulled you to do it this year that was different than years before. When you start with that, it doesn't feel so heavy, and it doesn't feel, like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to get to my $1,000 goal. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Surprisingly enough, once you share your story and don't overthink it, people will start asking you, well, how can I help? Which is the best way you want to do it, because then it's not you saying, I need $500 or I'm short of my goal this amount. It's more of that story that they're going to feel empathetic to, and they're going to understand. And many times they might share their story as well. So it's really all about that relationship that you build.
So how do folks get started? So they sign up and they said, okay, $1,000 or $10,000, 20th even. I think someone's out there is a $20,000 fundraiser, but how do they start?
I would definitely, especially this type of fundraising is sometimes called peer-to-peer fundraising. Where you're just feeling very natural with it. You're talking to your friends and family, and really start small. You can even take, if your goal is 1,000, break that down to yourself as, okay, well, maybe I can talk to 10 people and they might give me $100 each, or 20 people and they could give $50, make it a little bit more manageable. And then it doesn't seem so cumbersome. And you can give people options. I know that the Donna Foundation sets up this really well and with the tools that you have. But it's really just, starting that conversation, hitting send on the email, even sending friends a text like, hey, did you know that I've registered for the Donna Foundation? Here's what's really important to me. And I know sometimes just in my career, I've had the experience of working with various organizations where sometimes people don't want to share their why so much, but you can still talk about little things that the Donna Foundation does that are programs that are close to you. Because it does sometimes give you, it could be a little bit scary to share exactly why you're so personally involved. But then it's just linking people back to that cause and that really, pulling on those heartstrings.
Excellent advice. And for people, some people may think, well, I haven't had breast cancer and nobody in my family had it, but it's 1 in 8 women in America. And that's half of the population where that is at risk. And even if you don't feel like you have a personal connection to breast cancer, lucky you, that's awesome. Where you want to be excited about that, you can still be a fierce advocate for, an enthusiast for this cause and how meaningful it is to so many, right?
Exactly. And that's, to be honest, that's how I've been successful in my career and my colleagues have been. A lot of times you get into your career and you think, oh, well, I could, fundraise for anything. And I just don't think that's true. Our hearts have to be in it, even in this paid position. If I'm not excited about the mission or I don't feel passionate about it, I'm not going to be successful. And that's the same way with, how we're spending our volunteer time as well. You don't want to sit on a board. You don't want to sign up for a race, unless you're really, truly passionate about the organization. And sharing that small tidbit of why you signed up is really going to pull on people's heartstrings that you may not even know that they have their own personal story too.
Okay. So we're going to go on the scale of what's easier and what's most effective. I think writing out kind of a copy paste email that maybe you can customize to individual people, or even just hit blind copy. There's texting, and then there's the phone call. What do you think most people think is most scary? What is most effective?
I would say most scary is definitely the phone call. Because a lot of us don't, we don't want to have that conversation. A lot of us aren't necessarily on the phone as much as we used to be pre-pandemic. So our first thought is the email or a text. But I would say the biggest success and most productive would be the phone call. And whether that's, sending someone a text to ask if now is a good time, or if you would like to hear more about what, I'm doing. I'm doing this race on this date. I'd like to share with you why, is really effective. And then you're kind of putting it on the other person to respond. I also do think email does work, but you just have to be a little bit different, which could even go into like what the subject line says, because we're all receiving so many emails. Our inboxes are flooded. And you don't want something as special as this to get lost in all of that.
Okay. And one of the things that I found, I did fundraising for an organization once. I didn't even know that when I signed up, they were automatically posting on my Facebook profile. So I didn't make an effort, but they did. And I was offline. I came back 2 hours later and I already had $400 raised. I had no idea they posted. And so I would say that's probably at start the easiest thing to do. Just say, hey, everybody, I'm raising money and this is why, don't you think? And then if you have 700 friends, even if 1% of them respond, you may have a few $100 in your account just because you started there.
Right. If you are comfortable with social media, that is a wonderful avenue. And especially to not only, make an ask, but also to share your success. I mean, once you have people who are supporting you, they want to see you get to your goal and exceed it. So I really think too, whether it's having a conversation at a dinner party or talking to coworkers at lunch or, updating people by email, also remind them to share your posts on social media, because you will be amazed if you have one conversation with your inner friend circle, how quickly that will be like a ripple effect of other people wanting to know what's happening, asking you about what's happening. Even people that you may not know so well on social media, but they're going to want to get involved. And on the other side of it, this is the fundraiser professional in me too, is you're getting more attention for the Donna Foundation, which is even better than you hitting your goal. You could get new donors for the foundation, new people who may want to be more involved like you are. And that's really what it's all about.
A little pause to say hi and a big thank you to Amy and Dana Costin, who are ambassadors, right? And super enthusiastic about the Donna Foundation. They actually have an auction going on their website that people can purchase all sorts of interesting, a lot of fitness and running, and I think eating themed prizes, and all that money will go to the Donna Foundation. So
awesome.
We love you. So one of the things that I love in online fundraising is when people personalize it. So if you are running and you're training for the race, every time you go for a run or work out or do anything productive towards your half or full or 5K, take a picture and say, I just worked really hard on the road. I'm also trying to take, earn some money for this cause. I mean, when people see you putting in blood, sweat, and tears for a cause, they're even if they donate $5, that goes a long way. But when you personalize it and show how hard you're working, they may just be like, golly, Susie Q is really killing herself. We got to give another $10, right?
Yes. And personalizing it is key. I mean, it is key in cultivating, it is key in afterwards, thanking your supporters. And it doesn't have to be fancy. Like, you don't need to take a professional photo, but you can just take a selfie, post that, or even text it. Add that into your text, especially to show like I'm actually running, especially if you're not a runner, just sharing how motivated you are. People are going to eat that up. And videos too, and short videos on your phone. Once again, they don't need to be professional. But how many of us love it during the day when we're at work and we get a text or we get a video to watch or something funny? It just really, it gets people feel excited, but also engaged with you and why you're doing this.
Totally agree. When last year I was fundraising I was doing a Dancing with the Stars competition. And so I never got online and said, I just kicked A today. I never said, I'm doing great. Every time I got on, I went, man, this is hard. I posted a video of me almost falling on my head during a backflip. And when I posted that, lots of people donated. So
Yes.
let people know you're on the struggle bus. Don't be too proud and cocky.
Yes.
I'm the best runner. Let them know this is hard, but this is worthy. And if you pitch in, it will, help me achieve my goals. And I think you're right. Photos, video, anything that connects you with them. And even if they don't know about the Donna Foundation, even if they don't care about the Donna Foundation or people with breast cancer, they care about you and they will contribute. Don't you think so, Amanda?
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, it's really, your supporters are supporting you. They really want you to be successful. And then hopefully, having donated to the Donna Foundation and beginning to learn about the mission and vision that you are so amazingly, doing for us in terms of sharing these stories, we can start to educate them on our important programs. And then maybe next year they will become a fundraiser right along with you, and you can start to build a team. A lot of what we've been talking about tonight, the tools that we have available for everyone through Run Sign Up, that you have, your profile is already automatically created when you choose to be a fundraiser. So important that you log in if you haven't already and update the picture that's there and the story that's there to be yours. Right now, it's something generic that, the mission of the Donna Foundation is blah, 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 which is great. But really, they want to hear, my name is Amanda. I am running my first marathon in February. I am so scared and I've got a lot of work to do. I'm doing this because I love my dear friend Fitz, who is a breast cancer survivor, and I want to raise money because she's amazing. That's my why. Please help me. And then to Fitz's point, you can choose this little Facebook button to say, I want to fundraise on Facebook. And it will take that story that you put in there and automatically put it out to your Facebook profile. And it creates a fundraiser in Facebook that ties back to, your fundraiser on our platform. And really, you can do the rest of the work in Facebook. You're in Facebook and that's where all your people are. You can do a lot of this just there. And, the feed is there, and you can start updating people about your training, how's it going, et cetera, et cetera. And you'd be shocked at how quickly you can be successful with it.
Hey, if anyone does want to use that, I'm running in honor of Fitz Koehler, who beat up on breast cancer. I will send you the most tragic photo of me, bald and gray, a real tearjerker. So I'm going to pull on those heartstrings. I'll help you out. Okay, so we got a great question from Amy and Dana. They're a duo with one handle, but it says, what ideas do you have to say thank you in a special way to those who donate? And I have some ideas, but I want to go to the pro first. So Courtney, what you got?
Awesome. I love this question because one of my most favorite parts of my job is the thank yous. If you think about the best time, the most important thing that you've been thanked for, you always remember that. It's always top of mind, how it made you feel. You may still hold on to that thank you note. But don't overthink it. Once again, a phone call, a text, like Fitz was talking about earlier, a photo or a video, once again, personalize it, make it funny, make it special. You could even do, donuts to someone, edible treats are always a great idea. It's just kind of what you're feeling at the time. I always remind my team not to overthink it, because we can just get so lost in our head. Like, this person may have just given me a really, the largest gift I've gotten so far in this. And how do I think about thanking them? It could be someone who would be amazed by a voicemail. If you have kids, get kids involved, get your pets involved, anything from photos to, just sort of funny things that you can personalize. I'm just a big fan of always going off of like how you feel, and don't second guess that when you want to thank someone, especially in this space of how, important this race is.
I love it. And I think technology makes it so easy. So
It does.
I did a ton of the voice, the little voice thing, the voice recording. I would make a big thank you. And then here, I'm going to show you one I sent today. It's very silly, but this is me on Snapchat. I would use all sorts of funny Snapchat filters, but then I would send each person a thank you. And quite often I would post the thank you publicly on my Instagram story. So everybody could see me saying, hey, Sean Matlock, thank you so much for your generous donation to my this campaign. And it got other people to see it. And maybe some of them were like, oh, maybe Fitz will post a funny video for me too. Even if they donated $2, I'd be happy to make a thank you video. So using your phone, like you said, make it funny. Sometimes I sang. And then I also think it's great to incentivize people. I did some random, if anybody donates $44, I will record a personalized go for you. And so people like my big go. So I would say, Susie Q said go, the same way I built it out for a race. I would record it and then send it their way. And so maybe you're not going to yell go because that might be weird for whoever you are, but maybe you sing, or maybe you play the guitar and you say, hey, y'all, thank you. Well, I'm not going to do it, but you get what I'm saying. Just use your talent. And I don't know, maybe you're going to do something for them in calligraphy. I mean, incentivize them. And that could be part of the thank you too.
So
that's a great idea.
The most important thing is just to thank people.
Yeah.
Right. It does not matter how, right? Carry your pigeons, right? Whatever it takes, and make it be you, right? And to Fitz's point, part of all of these things she's talking about, that's so you, right? And each of us have these things that make us who we are, make it authentic. And but most importantly, just thank people. It goes a long way. And especially when you decide to do this again,
then they know you're coming back.
They know you're coming back. That's right.
Amanda, just sidebar, if you would like to put it out there, anyone who will donate $52 or more for you, I will send them a private go if they want.
Fun. You heard it here, you guys.
Yeah. So how about that? Fill me up with Jennifer's and Jacob's and Juanita's to yell go for. And they can start out all of their workouts with a professional go.
Professional go.
Professional
Love
go.
it. Thanks, Fitz.
Of course. Okay, so what if they ask what their gift is going towards?
So this is a really good question. I'm glad Amanda's on here for this part too. A lot of times people just assume, oh, you're involved with this, it must be a great organization. I will support, no matter how much. But this is really where you not only share your why, but try to share more about what the Donna Foundation does. And if you're new to the foundation, you can also, it does not matter, how you're sharing it, but you can also lead them to the website, connect them with Amanda and her team, or even the D Squad ambassadors, people who might know more about the intricacies of the foundation. Because I do, with something as special as breast cancer, and you just want to treat it very precious, you also want people may be connecting to the Donna Foundation for other reasons that they may not want to open up and share with you immediately. So any chance you have to truly connect to others who might know a little bit more about the programs and services, you're really doing the organization a huge favor in my mind.
Absolutely. And that's really why the D Squad is connecting with each of our fundraisers to give you that resource. That is why Claire and I answer or send every email and say, please reach out to us if you have any questions. If you get a donor that asks you some specific things that you don't know how to answer, forward me the email, forward Claire the email, talk to your D Squad member. We're happy to help answer those questions. From a website perspective, the donnafoundation.org/impact is sort of our landing page for all of the impact figures. So if you want to get deep into they helped, 1,000, patients last year and secured, $687,000, for their basic needs while they were going through treatment. All of those facts and figures are there, including all of our most current financials. So, when you start talking to donors that like really want to put some commas in the conversation, call us, we'll help you. Pretty rare in our peer-to-peer world, but which, by the way, is a word that just means y'all are fundraising on our behalf. It's a fancy fundraiser word that we use all the time, and it just simply means you guys are out there fundraising for us. But you know, our audited financials are there, so that people know that their funds are going to an organization that is, you know, a reputable organization that has high ratings on GuideStar and all of the rating platforms out there, that you can go and look at all of where the funds are going, and read a little bit more about all of the programs.
So I actually think it's a good idea for our fundraisers to put their thinking caps on, because there probably is someone who's affluent. You know, these are tough times. This is not a great economy right now. However, we all kind of know someone who may be a doctor, a lawyer, a business owner, or someone who has some financial success that has been personally touched by breast cancer. They've lost their mother or sister or daughter, or maybe they've just had a special person go through it. That might be a person to hit up and say, hey, would you be up for a significant donation? I would say targeting the right people. You might, someone might be able to pull in $1,000 check or more, or even a $500 check. What do you think about that, Courtney?
Exactly. And that kind of also goes back to the first part I was talking about. If you break down that amount, and also match it, if you do have, you know, think of some people who are fairly affluent in your mind, then you kind of already, oh, okay, well, I can get this number, you know, I can reach this number. And it kind of gives you that confidence too. But definitely think of who you may know who might also be connected to those people. And then it's not just you going to them, it's someone else. And possibly maybe even someone else who already knows you're doing the race that has already donated to you. And then it's just that connection and that relationship that they're giving to, not necessarily you making that ask for that financial, you know, goal.
And then I've seen, I think some of our fundraisers that I've met along the way, people have done bake sales at their office or at school, or car wash in their front yard, lemonade stands. I mean, there's ways to do good old fashioned basic fundraising to come up with your $1,000+
Right. Exactly. And, you know, I've been a fundraiser for 15+ years. We're not reinventing the wheel every year. I mean, there's no new college on the new ways to do fundraising. So if you want to do those things, it's also a great way to just feel good about it. And then you're just, you know, having more of an experience with a group of people than, you know, just kind of one-on-one or sending an email. But definitely try what you know too. You know, don't be afraid to Google. The internet is your friend too. And like I said, we just don't need to reinvent the wheel. Have fun with it too.
Chatty G, you know, you got to ask some Chatty G. Hey, Chatty G.
Yep.
Top 3 ways that I can raise, you know, you'd be surprised at what you'd get back.
Exactly.
It's a great point. Like Mercedes, she's on our D squad. She is an amazing baker. She makes the best pies and breads and oh my gosh, this is delicious. So every year around Thanksgiving, she does a sort of a bake drive where she takes orders, you know, and she delivers, you know, a bunch of different pies and you know, like pumpkin loaves and all of these amazing yummy things to the various training runs. You know, she just takes the orders and brings them back, and then all of the funds that she raises for the pies, she puts into her fundraiser for the Donna Foundation. I mean, I feel like she's been doing that for the better part of a decade. I mean, it is how we have pies in my house over the holidays. So, you know, again, you take the things that are uniquely you. You know, there is I love this story. There is one of our fundraiser experience fundraisers out there, and her daughters are super into the bracelet making, like all of the beads and, you know, I guess it's a Taylor Swift thing. I don't know, but they started making bracelets and really enjoying doing it. And they started selling those bracelets and raising funds for the Donna Foundation. And so that's literally how she is funding her campaign, is she and her daughters are selling these beautiful bracelets. You know, and it's just because it's like marrying your passions, right? And I mean, that's how I found this seat. I didn't set out to be a professional fundraiser. Guys, I'm an IT executive. I have absolutely no business sitting in this chair. I have no education. I did not go to school for nonprofit management or any sort. I mean, truly, I was in IT. And I just got really passionate. I met Donna a million years ago, and she shared her story, and it broke my heart that people were out there struggling with this issue of having to choose between the treatment that they need and caring for their families. And I'm like, we have to do something about this. And oh, by the way, we're going to do it and run marathons. And I'm like, okay, sign me up right now. Truly, I don't have the professional experience around this either. And it is something that I do every single day of my life. So you can do it. I promise.
Yeah.
And quite well. Okay. So we're not going to be afraid. I think people should, I think it's scarier to ask if I were to say, hey, please give me $15 so I could enjoy it. It's kind of cringe, right? That's a problem for me. But if I say, hey, can you spare $15 to help this organization, help people with cancer? Well, that's a lot less intimidating. In fact, you're a very generous soul for making the ask, and you give the other people the opportunity to contribute. And not only is that good for their soul, but Uncle Sam gives us a little credit for it too. So, and anybody, whatever your job is, whatever industry you're in, if you make a donation to the Donna Foundation, it can be deducted from your taxes. So you're actually giving people a benefit by asking them. You're benefiting the Donna Foundation, those cancer patients, and you're helping people avoid taxes. And I don't know anybody who likes taxes. So it's not scary. It's generous. We've given a whole bunch of ideas on how, through social media, phone call, texting, videos, bake sale, Zumbathon, car wash, whatever you want to do. And should they do the car wash in a swimsuit? This is what we want to know.
Well, that depends.
Maybe not right now.
Do a
little
do it in your Snuggie, wash the car. I know. Okay. And then what else do they need to know, Courtney?
I mean, we really covered it. And I think I would say two big tips that I would leave you with would be personalize. And that's both for your story, but also in thanking them and your follow-up, but then also make it easy for them to give. So like Fitz was saying earlier, sharing on your social media, when you are sending a text or an email, remember to put that link. Has been one of the biggest barriers to those who want to give is by not making it easy for them to do so. So don't think, oh my gosh, are they going to want the link? Are they not? Give them the link and let them decide. But just remember to make it easy for them too. And definitely don't be afraid. Think of it as, you telling your story, not necessarily fundraising, because they're going to walk away with that feeling and you want them to have that feeling. And then it's on them to decide what to do next.
And I also think it's helpful to let people know you're aiming high with your fundraising goal, but you would accept even $5. So then people will give something versus nothing, right?
Exactly. And I mean, in our world too, you can get so excited about that top number and, that big donor that you want to concentrate on and put all your money into, but you don't want to forget others. I mean, $1 is $1 and it's $1 you didn't have before. So go for that. And remember too, that person who may give just $5 might turn around and share your story with people who could give you 500. So just, accept all of it, be open to all of it. And especially the relation part is the most important.
I love it. I think we've provided all the information they need. Amanda, what do you think?
Oh, thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.
I reached out to Courtney. Courtney and I have had many coffee dates together where I pick her brain because she's been doing this a long time and I'm just an IT professional pretending to be a philanthropist.
No, not at all.
I reached out to her and I'm like, hey, we just want to talk about just the fun parts, right? And that this is not hard. It's really not rocket science. who would be a good speaker to do it? And she's like, well, I will do it. I think, yes. So thank you, Courtney, for joining us tonight.
Very enjoyable.
It's awesome.
Okay, I got a question. Courtney, will
Yes.
I see you at one of our start and finish lines in February?
Possibly. I used to be a runner, not so much now that I'm older.
Are you a walker? Do you walk?
Oh, I can power walk.
Okay, so we have a
Yes.
1 mile and a 5K on Saturday
Okay.
in Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. It would make me very sad if you don't show up, Courtney.
Okay.
Well, and Courtney could also be involved in the new Donna crawl.
Yeah.
Are you even familiar with this, Courtney? Do we need to talk about the crawl tonight? Okay, so we have launched a new event for Donna Marathon Weekend. It is called the Pete's Bar Donna Crawl.
I love that.
I know, I do too. It is Marathon Sunday, and it is simply starting with all of us, the marathon, the half marathon, but you just go to Pete's, which is approximately 2 miles, a little more from the start line. And then Pete's Bar, which for those of you that are not familiar with Pete's Bar in Neptune Beach, Florida, it is the oldest bar in Duval County. It was established in 1933. It was originally a little market in the community of Neptune Beach, but it is iconic. Everyone that is from this region absolutely knows Pete's Bar. And they are going to open and throw a fun party for our Donna crawlers. And that is a place in the Beaches Town Center where the marathon and the half marathon course runs through several times throughout the day. So you can spend your day ringing a cowbell and getting inspired by everyone that's been running the full and the half, so that maybe next year,
That's awesome.
you can choose to join them and go the distance. So that's that. There's the event for you, Courtney.
That's awesome. Yes, that's much more my speed.
Okay. So we just put you on the spot, but we would
That's
love
right.
to see you on race weekend.
No, I appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Courtney, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. This was so much fun. And remember, it is not scary and you can do it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. We love you, Courtney. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, Queen. Next month, we have another show. Tell the folks about the next show.
Yes, the next show, we're going to focus on how to get successfully across that finish line. So Coach Twiggs is going to jump on, and we're going to talk about sort of that last few weeks of training, getting the taper madness, built into the plan, and talk a little bit about how to be successful on race day. We'll probably be talking a good bit about like what to expect on the course, what kind of fuel will be on the course. Just little tips and tricks to make your race day successful now that we've got the fundraising under control. Now that we're all experts.
That's right. That's right. And I do think we're about 8 weeks out. So folks, I hope you're training. If you're running any of our distances, I think the 5K you could get away with maybe putting it off a little bit, but training starts yesterday. So get on it, and you've got some support from Coach Twiggs. So use it. Yes,
use it. And if you are a part of our fundraiser experience team and you are committing to raising that $1,000 and you don't know what I'm talking about with getting involved with Coach Twiggs and getting that amazing coaching support, please reach out to us so that we can make sure that the lines of communication are open. To Courtney's point, we get like 1,000 emails every 30 seconds these days. It is not hard for things to get buried in junk folders and filters and everything else. So, we want these communication lines to be flowing. This conversation is going to be, posted in our Facebook group, and I'll send it out over email. Please respond. We are here. Comment, we'll see it. We'll comment back. Send us a reply email. We'll reply back. I promise. We are here for you.
You're the best. You are the best. I'm so fortunate. I'm always so happy to be a part of your team. So thank you for having me. And we love everybody. We have such a wonderful group of people surrounding us, right?
We do. It's a family. That's what we were talking about at the top of the hour, right? It's really, truly, and honestly, authentically wanting to get to know everyone that's choosing to help us in this important way.
All right. So before we go, I just want to tell everybody is go get some money.
That's right.
Do the money dance, Amanda, on the way out. See you all next time. Money.
Right.
Money.